nature is quite remarkable.
Oh, it feels so good.
So Hunter, a lot of intense emotions in the film, very high energy, especially the second half. How would you describe the making of the experience of making Cuckoo?
Yeah, obviously Gretchen is in a lot of turmoil for most of the movie. I had a blast. It was my first movie I ever filmed, um and it was like summer camp, um and like we really became like a family. I loved one of the hard things but also the cool things about being a lead, and learning about what being a lead is for this project is getting to be there every day for like almost everything, and kind of uh yeah, being on that same ride that like the crew is on, and I really loved the camaraderie of it. Yeah.
Dan, your character is something else, and I think um, the movie smartly doesn't explain every detail about him and his backstory. But I wonder if you and Tillman spoke about, the backgrounds and the specifics of, what's really going on with this guy and what he's doing there.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get too specific, but we talked a lot about this preservation project that he is a part of, that this sort of legacy that he's continuing, and just the sort of the scientific aspect of this guy who believes that he's doing good work for the preservation of this creature, and yeah, he thinks it's a beautiful thing, and doesn't seem to see anything wrong with what's happening here, which is a great thing to have kind of going counter to what Gretchen is experiencing of this whole situation. And so you've got these very, very different angles on this situation, really.
Jessica, this is not an easy movie to describe. I don't know how you would do it if you were asking your friends were asking what the movie you're in is like or about, even when you know what it's about.
I would say it's batshit crazy. It kind of defies description, and that's the beauty of the film. Like, it has so many genres that are woven into each other. It has so many different themes. But I would say it's an original film, which is incredibly rare these days and should be supported.
Is that what drew you to it? Because it defies easy description.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think we as an audience are very knowledgeable now in terms of the kind of hero's journey, the save the cat beat sheet. We all know it. I'm sure you're watching films and you go, and he's going to betray her, and she's going to die. At least I am. But Tilman doesn't follow any rules, and so it makes his work feel really fresh and new and unpredictable, and that's very hard to come by. And good on Neon and the team for supporting him, because he could
Hunter, can you talk a little bit about the physicality of your role, especially in the second half, where she's kind of squaring off against the villain or the villains, if you will? What was that like? And what was it like opposite the actress who plays our mysterious antagonist?
Yeah, Caitlin did such an incredible job with the Hooded Woman. I love that they brought in dancers to bring those, characters to life, because it is so physical. And yeah, and then I mean, yeah, it at that point it was the most physical like acting I had ever done. Either I hadn't really gotten into action or anything yet, and I had so much fun with it. It's like it really like itches the scratch that like I had when I was a kid, and you're playing pretend and running around with sticks pretending it's a sword or something. It really yeah, I had a blast.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much, and congrats on the film.
Thanks.
So, I mean, first thing that interests me is that you shot on 35 millimeter, which of course has a great distinct look, but also not as easy to pull off as digital, just from a technical standpoint. What led to that decision, and what were some of the challenges you faced?
Exactly that it's not easy to pull off. It's very important. I think it's just important that art is hard. I truly believe that. It shouldn't be easy. You should be very well prepared, and things maybe also need to go wrong every now and then, right? And then you have to live with it, and then you have to do better the next time. And I think that's all really important. When you get too comfortable, when you have too much power over everything, it becomes a little dull, I think. And I think and I see that sometimes. And I don't think I mean, I personally, I kind of put obstacles in my way, because you could think like, oh, just limit yourself to 3 takes, as if you were shooting on film. But you won't do that. Like when it's shooting time, you do everything in your power to tell the story, because you never have enough time, you never have enough money and stuff like that. So I think you have to. I mean, I personally have to do that, but with it comes a beautiful, let's call it a look, let's call it a vibe, maybe, right? I think there is a special quality to it, to how it interacts with the light, the chemicals of a film strip, and also I think one of the most important thing is that you don't have a big screen on set where you can sort of see. You basically can see your finished image, right? You can color correct, you can give it all the looks, everything you want, and you can be on set and be like, no, I think we need a little bit more haze here, or let's, do the contrast or whatever. I don't think that's good. I think what's really good is if there's a human on set with a human eye, measuring the light, and it's like, I think maybe, hopefully, our camera will be able to see that far in the dark, and then you get the movie gets funneled through a human, and that gives you this human feel, and I love that.
The film has a very kind of complicated mythology, and you obviously don't give us any easy answers. I'm curious how long you've been thinking about this story, and do you sort of know all the mysteries that aren't necessarily explained to us?
Yeah, I think I do know all the mysteries. I don't think it's very important, and it's very hard to talk about them. What may be lying in the background, what you don't get from, or the answers that you don't get from watching the movie, quite frankly. But I have my own mythology that I sort of built over the years working on this, or even in the first months when I wrote the first draft. Maybe a little hint. I was thinking about the ways of the Neanderthal a lot, which used to be a different species of humans, so to speak. And who knows where
cool.
they went? Yeah.
Well, it's fun just thinking about it, even if you don't know exactly what's going on. That's the beauty of film. Thank you so much, Tilman, for your time. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Take care.